So, introducing my first collection. Calling a collection is the only term that I know to call it because I don't I don't know of anyone else who's doing this, so and I'm not necessarily pinning myself down to calling them either art or design or whatever or sculpture. They're just the lines between all those things aren't super solid. So I'm just ignoring them altogether. I want to walk you through certain items, all this junk, talk about the value that I see in them, and also give you a little aperitif for what's to come in this project. Okay, here goes. A while ago, my grandparents sold their house to some developers who were just gonna tear it down, and they left a bunch of stuff in the basement, and it was full. I knew all the materials were going to be bulldozed, picked up, and put into a dumpster. I also could not stand for that to happen, so I made a Facebook post, basically gave everything away. It's some fucking coffee. Life juice. I started asking myself, could this object, even though its form is no longer serving its original purpose, what else could that form become? That's when I really started looking at everything as an art form, and that's how this first collection started to really materialize. All right, word, we got coffee. These are the coolest objects, maybe. You could see my reflection. These are old stencils for people who did drafting by hand. And now we have AutoCAD, so these are basically useless for their original purpose. However, look, they have a pretty thick width to them. My grandpa signed every single one of them. Classy. So I started thinking about these objects, and I have an idea. Yardsticks. There's no need for yardsticks. Do you use a yardstick? Please tell me if you actually use this. They're all the same length. They're made of wood. They have graphic qualities. They're basically old ads. There's a shit ton of them without any use. So, this next project was actually not found in my grandparents' house. And there's a story there, and we'll do that later. This is a bunch of newspaper clippings, birth and death dates, and obituaries. There's a family here, history, typography. There's texture. Yo, it is hard to do this with one hand. A bunch of obituaries. And this stuff was all being piled up by a dumpster with all of this person's other belongings. What do you do with this? I will give you the tiniest of hints. And this delightful piece is an original bent wood rocking chair by Thanet. It was made in 1911 or 1915. I had it authenticated, so it is the real deal. You can get them restored if you really want to, but there is so much wrong with this little chair. These cracks it's missing this bit, the bolts that connect the rail to the leg, and it's missing a little rail that should go right here. This is loose, so it will just never fetch the price that a well-kept one would. I actually know exactly what I'm going to do with this little chair, and I'm so excited. So because I'm incapable of doing conclusions for videos on the same day that I'm filming them, it's me from the future. So from all those items, I will be documenting my creative process as I transform them into something cool. So that's my conclusion.